to live streaming on YouTube. We're still working on a couple of the bugs, and I won't have my clicker today because somebody forgot the hub. Well, and now we know who forgot the hub, okay? So I was just saying someone, Rich. So, whatever, are we up? We're on? All right, we are live once again. I thought I would wear my mother's couch to be on live. You know, it reminds me of my mother's couch growing up. So, all righty then. Tomorrow is Columbus Day. How about that? Welcome to the place. We will have a theme today that perhaps you'll pick up on by the second or third slide. Maybe by now you've already picked up on it. But our last week numbers, thank you all for your attendance and your giving. We're very appreciative. It keeps our doors open, keeps things rolling, keeps us giving into the community in different aspects. Allows us to spoil a young boy on his birthday. We didn't get to sing him happy birthday. Hey, bring those kids back here.
Who were we singing to?
Junior. They're working on it. Well, I have another gift for him too, so I forgot about that. Don't let me forget the other gifts. You are. You're so excited. You're so excited, Debbie. Anyway, come in here, young man. How old are you going to be next week? 12 years old. Wow. Do y'all remember 12? 12 was awesome. Anyhow, we want to sing happy birthday to you. We won't be here next week, so we want to get that in today, okay? So somebody lead us out. One of you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Somebody lead us out.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Junior. Happy birthday to you.
I know there's some stuff for you in the back.
All right. Nah, you can never give children too many gifts. All right, next slide, please, Patty. The carpet is being cleaned next week. Everybody excited? That's the good news. The bad news is I need some help moving furniture today after service. We're not moving a lot of stuff, all the little chairs. Put the couches on top of each other, so take 20 minutes, half hour or so. If we can hang out and help us a little bit, I'd appreciate it. Next slide. No church next week. We will return on Thursday the 24th, Sunday the 27th. I will be available by phone if you need me for anything. Give me a call. Happy to help out however I can. I actually have, I was looking at my my schedule. I thought I was going to be off this week. I got a couple meetings I got to go to, so I don't get a complete week off. But it's all good. So, but church will resume in a week. Enjoy the week off. And why, have you figured out yet why we're not going to be here? That's right. Katie and Patty are getting married. Yee! Thursday night is the rehearsal, and then Sunday, 3 o'clock is the service, so the wedding. So obviously, kind of busy then. Just thought we'd shut her down. So there you go. Bob is your uncle. All right. Now, we will start. I got a story I want to share. People have been coming to a wise man. His name was Brad. I improved it on Thursday, Steve. Complaining about the same problems over and over. One day he told them a joke, and everybody roared in laughter. After a couple minutes, Brad told him the same joke. Only a few of them smiled. When Brad said the same joke the third time, No one laughed anymore. Didn't even get a smile. Brad smiled and said, "You can't laugh at the same joke over and over, so why are you always crying about the same problem?" It's a good one, isn't it? I love that story. I kind of personalized it just a little bit. We all know a Brad or two, so it was just a common name that I thought I'd throw out there, really no other reference. But isn't it true? We hear something that we enjoy and we kind of forget about it. We kind of, oh yeah, whatever. But something that annoys and irritates, man, we make it into a shrine. So today I want us to look at a message about love. All you need is love. The Beatles sung about it. Changed the world, really. Think about it. They ushered in a bit of a revolution. Went from just, shaking and kind of whole lot of shaking going on that Chuck Berry was doing into more of a rock ballads. And yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that they ended so well, but there was a time where it was really very exciting what they brought. And it really was a message of love. Yet it wasn't the real message of love. It's kind of a mirror of the message of love. Jesus is the one who brought us the message of love. And he wants us to live a life of love. Every one of us to live like we're in love. We should be in love. Right? Think about it. Think about the price that he paid for us. Man, we should be in love. We should be acting like those two slappy, happy kids back there who are in love. All excited. Boy, you should see Patty at the house. He's staying in our guest house right now. And Caitlin will say so. Okay. He was ironing some kimonos the other day. Kimonos. Kimonos is what they are. And you know what? He was doing it with a smile. He was doing something for his bride-to-be, and he couldn't have been happier. So love is in the air. Look all around. What a wonderful way to live, isn't it? Why isn't life always like this? Why? Come on. Those of us who are married, or even those of us who are divorced. Prior to that excitement of getting married, love was in the air. Oh, we're all excited and nothing's going wrong. Everything's excited. Could it be that we're supposed to live this way? Could it be that that's the intention? Could it be that God wants us to live like we're in love? Could it be that he wants to remind us what it is to be excited and slappy happy instead of down, making a monument out of something that bugs us? Well, I suppose it depends on your idea of love. What's your idea of love? Is it just emotions and silliness? Or is there something inside you that really comes alive when you think of things that are exciting? Right now, the young ones are making plans, and it's all exciting, but it's just for this ceremony, this moment, this party that we're going to have, this celebration of two becoming one. But there's more to life in love than just that. Ideally, they're being launched into a time and a place where they can count on each other, rely on each other, make a family. Do all this stuff that is exciting, that shows us what love is. But is that really what love is? Is that truly what love is? I believe it's part of, but I don't think it's really the true definition of love. I think love is so much more than that. Yes, we all know Jesus is love. We talk about that a lot. Jesus, before he went to the cross, I give you a new commandment. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love God. Love your Father with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And love your neighbor as yourself. This is a commandment. This is what he tells us. This is what love is. But how do we do that? What is love? What is love? What is this type of love? I think Paul really touches on it. I think Paul touches on everything, honestly. I mean, I really do. An amazing, amazing author.
This type of love.
Patty, if you could click on that next slide.
Paul really touches me.
1 Corinthians 13. We all know this. Anyone who's been to a wedding, anyone who's been in church for any length of time. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am only a ringing gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy, can fathom all mysteries, all knowledge, and if I have absolute faith so as to move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing.
If I have the gift of prophecy,
If I give all I possess to the poor,
mysteries, all
and exult in the surrender of my body,
so as to
but have not love,
have not love, I am.
I gain nothing.
If I give all I possess,
What's Paul saying here?
exalt in the surrender of
Could it be that we look to other things to satisfy us? Good things. Good things. I don't mean like I mean good things. Helpful things. But with the wrong motive. Could that be what's wrong? Could that be what's wrong with some of the things when we're out or we're in a prayer meeting, we're speaking in tongues of men, and God speaks through you, and there's a move in this prayer meeting. It's just wonderful. And yet, afterwards you feel a little empty. Why is that? Could it been done like, oh wow, that was cool, Lord, but really you were feeling a little puffed up because he used you? Could it be the motives? Your motives were just slightly askew. Lord, use me tonight. Use me tonight in this prayer meeting. When somebody comes up for prayer, oh Lord, use me to get them healed. And then he does, and you're going, well, that was cool, but yeah. Instead of maybe, Lord, show your love. May we embrace your love in this moment. May your love pour through us into this situation and have your way with this individual, with whatever they're facing, Lord. May you be glorified in their life. May everything go to the author of love. It's hard sometimes to be a human. It's hard sometimes, especially when God moves in your life. It's hard sometimes not to get caught up. Another one is the gift of prophecy. You speak and you encourage people. How cool that is. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to speak the words of God. And yet it's so easy then to have our shirt pulled. Hey, can you give me a word from God? Hey, it's great to see you. What has God got for me today? And if you're able to do it in a loving way, man, you walk away just feeling incredible, going, Lord, you're so cool. But how often sometimes we kind of get caught up in the gift instead of the giver of the gift. The last one is giving everything away that you have. All I possess to the poor. Imagine. And yet, if you don't do it in love, if you don't do it for the right reason, that's what I believe Paul is saying here. The reason is love. The reason is because God is moving on you in this situation. The reason is because this is what you do. You just don't do it on your own. We've talked about it before. I honestly believe the most important thing before you start into a ministry is to sit and do nothing until God almost pushes you out of the chair, almost throws you onto the road, almost kicks you in the butt and says, come on, man, it's time. But to sit and wait so you can prepare yourself to get ready for the Lord. I know I didn't do it starting a church. I was all excited about getting started. Makes it harder. Really does. Makes life a lot. You start to have expectations instead of just enjoying what you got. So today, Steve was doing dishes. I did not expect that, Steve. Man, no, I had a big old smile on my face. Thought, well, how cool that is. It's so much fun to see when people just kind of, the Lord moves on their heart and they're doing something kind and generous, just doing something for others. How do we love? So how do we love? How can we tell if we understand that we are truly in God's light of love and not seeking our own promotion. What are there rules?
How do we love?
Are there ideas?
We understand that we are truly in God's light of love and not seeking our own. What are there?
Love is patient.
Are there?
Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no account of wrongs. Love takes no pleasure in evil, but rejoices in truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. And we lay this on people getting married. Holy smokes. That's a lot. Here, I got some ideas for you, buddy. You're in love. Here, okay, now all of a sudden you got all these rules. See that? And I love this. Don't get me wrong. We're going to kind of look at some of these. But this is kind of a rough one for a wedding, right?
You're in love here, okay? Now all of a sudden,
I forgot which one I was supposed to do this week. You know, I mean, it's just like, see, love is a hard issue. And Paul's explaining here, basically, this is who God is.
which one I was supposed to do this week?
This is a picture of Jesus.
Hard issue.
Look at that. You want to be like Jesus? Here you go. God, he's patient. He's so kind.
Picture Jesus.
Not envious. Doesn't boast.
You want to be like
He isn't
Jesus?
proud.
There you go.
I mean, come on. These are things that, in the human sense, are so difficult. It took that one perfect one to come to this earth. Part of the fulfillment to go to the cross is to be this. It is. I mean, I'm doing really good till we got to It's Not Rude. You know, I have moments. I think. You think, Rich? Oh, I guess Caitlin wants to pay for the food. So, but I look at these things and I think how wonderful this is. But let's look at this for what it is. This is the definition of love. This is God who came to earth so we could see it in Jesus, who exists in our world today as the Holy Spirit. When you need any of these things to move in your life, you can only do it when God comes alive, when you acknowledge and realize your need for God in this situation. You will get tested in every one of these. We all do.
You can only do it when
So let's look at them. Click on one of those, Patty.
and realize your need for God. You will get
One more.
tested in every one of these. We all do.
Love is patient.
So
Well,
look at 'em. Click on one of those.
what does that mean? Love is patient. Well, I think relax, right? Let's be patient. What's going on right now that you don't like in your life? Is there something that really annoys and irritates you? There you go. Thank you, Rich.
Going on right now that
Can always count on you, Rich.
something
So relax.
annoys and irritates you.
That's what being patient is seeing the thing before you and say, Lord, come into this situation here. I need your peace. I need to relax. I need you, Lord. I need you. I need your rest.
Into this situation here. I need your peace.
Now, when his rest overwhelms you,
I need you, Lord.
you can face whatever it is.
I need your
Can't do it without it. You can try hard and fight and I'm going to do my best. Man, I don't want to do my best. I want to rely on his best. When I rely on his best, life is a lot easier.
can't do it without it.
Next one. Love is also kind. I love this saying. Kindness is never wasted. Be kind. Just be kind. Think about it. Do something kind. Is that going to get you saved? Of course not. You know what kindness does? It's a loving act. Kindness makes you feel good.
Do something kind.
I said on Thursday night, I had a lot of fun watching Debbie this week. Oh my gosh, I was getting text messages. She wanted to make Junior's little Sunday birthday thing very, very special. Then she even told me on Thursday, you know what he really wants for his birthday? I went, okay. Well, let's see if we can get one. Oh my goodness. All right then. Yeah, sure. Let's get him what he wants. And she was so excited because there's a kindness about her. There is a kindness. When we do things that are kind, God is always kind to us. He is always showing us kindness to our lives. We don't get what we deserve. That's grace. Think about it. If that isn't the definition of being kind, man, not getting what I deserve, getting what I don't deserve. Next time somebody upsets you, give them something they don't deserve. And I don't mean a smack. I mean, I mean some kindness. Next one. I love this one. Love looks through a telescope. Envy looks through a microscope. Just look at the big picture. Oh, it's beautiful. The stars, the countryside, the hill. Man, that's love. You're looking at this incredible life that you have available to you. And if you're envious, you're looking through a microscope so you can find a problem with that person. So you can point it out. Some of us, you don't need them. You can see his problems with a telescope. I can be across the street and you can pick them out. You can see them a mile away. It's all right. It's all right. Love does not envy. I like this. So if it does not envy, then what does it do? It encourages. Love does not envy. It's happy when you succeed. God is so happy when we succeed. He is so pleased. He did this to give us a life that we could succeed. Think about it. I've known some of you for a while, and I have seen you guys go from a financial state of you're doing okay to, oh my gosh, you're doing great. You're doing so much better. I love that. I love being around people doing that. It excites me. Way to go, honey. Debbie's done it too. It excites. I love seeing that. How often do we have a friend that you go, hey, such and such happened to me. Well, enjoy it while it lasts. Those kind of comments. It's like, no, that is great. What a great, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. Who knows, they might buy a round of golf. The next one, Patty. And it does not boast, but it does boast in God. It's okay to boast in Jesus. As a matter of fact, that's the way you should live. Look at what my God is doing in my life. As a matter of fact, look at what God is doing in your life. Look at how well you're doing. You're breathing. You're living. You're being successful. You're growing. God is molding you into the image that he has designed for you, which is perfection. One day, we will all be perfect. That is a promise. We are promised perfection. Imagine living in perfection. Let me help you. It won't happen on this side of eternity. But we're being molded. We're understanding. We can walk toward it. We can expect it. When you start expecting perfection, your life gets better. Because no matter what's going on, you're in a better mood. So love does not boast on itself, but it does boast on the Lord. Christian humility is not in any way a form of weakness. It's just the opposite. It's strength in a person. Although not human strength, it's God's strength. Let God come alive in that. Next one, Patty. Love is not proud. I saw this little meme and I thought, I like this. Always go for someone who is not only proud, continue on, to have you, but will take every risk just to keep you. Now that's a wedding meme right there. Caitlin is proud of Patty. Patty is proud of Caitlin. But they're so proud that they go to every risk to keep them. Patty's traveled a lot. He flew over here to ask for my daughter's hand in marriage. And, flying over here is from England to here. Yeah, ultimately he's going to take her away. But, then they'll have to put up with me visiting. So there you go. Me going over there and visiting a couple times would probably make them ready to come over here so they can have their own house. And they can see me and I can go home that night. So, love is not proud in yourself. Love is being proud with the people you're around. Being proud of your friendship. I'm very proud to call you all friends. I really am. But that's not pride in myself. That's pride in you. I love it, what you guys are doing with your lives. I love seeing your smiles. I love seeing God working in your life, changing and molding you and developing you. And dare I say, gracefully aging you. Because we're all aging. But we're gracefully aging. I just think it's wonderful. That's love. Love is being around people you like being around. Continue on, Patrick. Love is not rude. Okay, we can go on to the next one. I'm just kidding. How you treat other people is a direct reflection on how they feel about themselves. How people treat other people is a direct reflection on how they feel about themselves. That's a real reality check right there. And it is for me as well. But the beauty is that as we remind ourselves not to be rude. In other words, not intentionally. Some of us are edgy. Some of us are less edgy. At least one of us is real edgy. But there's something about realizing that this life is designed to live embracing Jesus. And as we embrace him, this rudeness just kind of goes away. So what's the opposite of rude? I'll throw it out there. What's the opposite of rude? Kind? Anything else? Uplifting. Speaking life. Yes. Don't be rude, speak life. Somebody does something stupid, speak life into it. It's hard sometimes. Boy, help. Oh, now it's love. Now you're going, oh my goodness. I feel good about myself. I just spoke life into somebody who's really challenging. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. I feel uplifted. You speak life into it. And you continue to speak life into negative situations. And what happens in that negative situation? It changes. How does it change? It either improves or it goes away. That's what happens. And the beauty is that you're sensing this love. You're sensing God's love. Because God's the love. That's what Paul's talking about here. It's God. It's allowing him, his very essence into these situations. A couple more we have. Love is not self-seeking. Love at first sight. It's easy to understand. But when two people have been looking at each other for a lifetime, that becomes a miracle. Think about it. When you can look at your wife and be as much in love with her now, or probably even more in love with her now than you were when you first met her. That's love. That's not a self-seeking love. That's a, man, I'm so happy this person's in my life love. Jesus was never self-seeking. He sought to do what the Father showed him to do. That was it. He lived a whole life. I only do what the Father shows me. It's not self-seeking. Think about it. These two youngins over here getting married. This is a good one to remind yourselves of all of those up there. Is don't be self-seeking. Be Jesus-seeking. Allow the Lord in every situation. It's good. It's also for us. Whatever we're facing, don't look for, I need to pay my rent. No. Lord, I need help paying my rent. Lord, how are we going to do this month? I don't know how. Dan shares with me today a couple I married a few years ago who had a rocky past, to say the very least. They had a tough spot, are now homeowners. There's a miracle for you. And it could only have happened one way. God moving on a situation. In the right place at the right time, thinking the right thoughts, believing the best, whatever you're facing. Believe the best, whatever you're facing, and see what happens. How God, because what happens is we start to look differently. We're not saying, I got to save all this money to get this done so I can make it. No, that's self-seeking. Lord, how are we going to do this? I'm going to place it in your hands. Trust in you, and I'm going to continually to focus on God. Continue on. I love this one. Love is not easily angered. When you get into a sea of blue, do you stand out, or do you become blue? I want to be the yellow guy there. I look around here and I see so many of you yellow people. I see a couple of you blue ones too, but that's okay. It's amazing how you can stand out. You don't get angry. You don't get angry. It's the very love of Christ coming alive because you're not mean-spirited. Next one, Pat.
You don't get angry. It's the very love of Christ.
Love keeps no account of wrongs. You don't need a scorecard. I did this, and this. You did that, and that. You know what? Jesus did everything. Score's over. Score. God won. Everybody else, thank you. That's it. Whatever's going on in your life, you don't need to keep score. You don't need to keep score with the humans in your life. Don't keep score. Number one, it's just wrong. But don't worry about what they've done wrong. Every time somebody does wrong, what are you doing right? How's your life going? What are you doing right? Well, they did this to me. What'd you do? How's your life going? What are you doing? Are you the birdie player in life? Are you walking around counting your bogeys? See, I have a way to get around that. If you're a bogey player, drop another ball, take another shot. Isn't that right, Patrick? First hole with Patty. He didn't drop one on the tee box. He didn't drop two. He dropped four. I've never played with anybody who took 4 shots off the tee. Went down to the next hole. He did it again. I just thought this is going to be an interesting round of golf. But by golly, you know what happened? We weren't keeping count of wrongs. We were laughing about it. And by the 5th hole or so, he started hitting the ball. I mean, he's a tall drink of water. He should be a good golfer. He's got the right pendulum approach, and he started hitting the ball, and we had a grand old time. Just use that as an example. Because there's no reason to keep account of wrongs. If you keep account of wrongs, you're just going to be beat up, and you're not going to know what love is. All right, Patty? One more. Love takes no pleasure in evil. This is what happens in evil. There's hatred, there's revenge, there's anger, there's pain, regrets, bitterness, conflict. That's just evil. All that stuff is evil. If you pleasure in evil, that's the way you're living. If you don't pleasure in evil, you're not living like that. You have an open hand. You're not worried about getting revenge. You're worried about showing love. You're worried about walking in love. And it's not even worried. You're just expecting life is going to be that way. You're just going to walk in love. And like I said earlier, you continue to love, the bad will remove itself. It does. It just happens. It just will go away. Those who are evil, who don't want it. So don't pleasure in doing evil. Getting even, so to speak. Otherwise, it's not love. Patty? Love rejoices in truth. I like this one. Trust in his timing. Rely on his promises. Wait for his answers. Believe in his miracles. Rejoice in his goodness. Relax in his presence. What a way to live. What a way to live. Oh my goodness. That's love personified. That's truth. That is truth. Trusting in his timing. Relying on his promises. Waiting for his answers. Believing in his miracles. Rejoicing in his goodness. Relaxing in his presence. Man, when we can do all that, we'll really embody his love. And then his love will translate through us. And others will sense that love, trusting in him. All right, I think we're almost to the end here.
Translate through us, and others will sense that love.
A few more. Go ahead, Patrick. Love bears all things.
Almost to the end here.
True empathy requires you step outside your own emotions to view things entirely from the perspective of the other person.
Love bears all things.
Doesn't say to agree with, doesn't say
Few things
that
from the perspective.
you're going to be that way. What it says is, if you're going to bear all things, look at it from their viewpoint.
Doesn't
It makes it a lot easier to understand, okay, I don't necessarily have to agree. And don't say we agree to disagree. Okay? You can't. You cannot agree to disagree. That's disagreeing.
It makes it a lot easier to understand.
Okay? It's not agreeing, that's disagreeing. So don't say you agree to disagree. You just flat out disagree. It's okay. We don't have to agree on everything.
Let's disagree.
But love will
Let's disagree.
tolerate it.
Don't say you agree to disagree.
It'll bear it. It will allow you to make decisions that the person that you're with, you don't agree with. It's not a big deal. Allow the love of God to show up in those situations, and you'll be able to bear it simply. Next. Believe all things. Good things come to those who believe. Better things come to those who wait. The best things come to those who don't give up. Never give up.
Things come to those who
Believe. No matter what's going on, just believe. Believe all things. Believe it's going to get better. No matter what you it's going to get better. How can this life get better? It's pretty great right now. I know it's great. It's going to get better. How about that?
no matter what's going on.
Not like, oh, life sucks and it's going to get better. No, life is great and it's going to get better. I believe all things. I believe God's healing power is here to touch those who are sick in body. We've prayed for them 10 times. So what? I believe that God's healing power is here to touch those who are sick in body. I believe God's healing touch is here for those who need provision, who need relational fixes, who need encouragement, who need hope, who just need hope. They're just feeling a little hopeless in the moment. When they look at the big picture, I got hope, but just right now, I just feel a little hopeless. It's just a human emotion. Things haven't been going well. Let's believe all things. Let's believe hope is around the corner for you. Encouragement. It's going to change. Life is going to get better.
Right now, I just feel a little hopeless. It's just
Because it's great right now and it's going to get better. Continue on, Patrick.
hope is around the corner for you.
Love hopes in all things.
Life is going to get better.
I thought placing a picture of a man who lived that. He hoped in all things. He lived in an, I mean, times are tough now. Not like they were in the 60s or in the 50s. I mean, we openly have racial hatred. We openly have racial hatred and religious hatred in this country and around the world. Absolutely, openly do. But back in the 50s and 60s, there was segregation. I mean, there was just flat out segregation. You can't go in there. Why? Because of the color of your skin. But he hoped. He was a man of hope, man of faith, man of hope. Hoped in his God. No matter what he saw, he hoped. Us too, we can hope. We can hope. Love will hope in all things, no matter what. It is a way of living. That is what God has intended, to hope in all things. And finally, I think this is the final one. Yeah. It endures all things. What a perfect picture. This is Patrick and Caitlin a few years from now. Looking back, realizing their life together, what a wonderful journey. And we've endured some of the things. Caitlin's learning how to endure English soccer. I don't know that I could. Yeah, you're enduring it. Well, so. But love endures all things. Whatever you're facing, whatever it is that life is thrown your way.
Love endures
Whatever you're facing that is a challenge,
whatever it is
God is there with you.
thrown your way.
As we lean onto Him, as we allow His love to pour into it, as we understand that I can get through this with God, you endure it. But it isn't a painful endurance. It isn't suffering. What it is that you realize that you have the very author of love with you, holding you, directing you, drawing you. You can find great pleasure in tough situations because you know that He's with you, and you can endure it. You can endure it. Not everything. Everyone in this room has had to face an impossible situation and has not always got the answer that they wanted. And yet you're able to endure it because of the gift of love, God's love upon us. All of us have gone through stuff. And it's all to a different effect. But we look back at that one moment in time where it was just absolutely awful. Like you were going to lose hope. Like nothing was going to be the same, and it wasn't. And yet you're able to endure it because of love, because God's love is with us. And sometimes we just really got to lean hard into it because it just hurts too much. But yet we know, the bigger picture.
Because of love,
One day
God's love is with
we're reunited with those we lost. One day we'll be with the Lord.
But yet we know, the bigger picture.
Perfect. We'll be perfect. Perfection awaits us. That's hope in that. Hold on to that. What a wonderful thought, no matter what you're facing. The last thought, the way Paul ends this in Corinthians is, love never fails. Love never fails. Human love can fail, can falter, but true love never fails. God will never fail. He never fails. He went to the cross. Somebody would hand out the communion. God went to the cross for us
God will never.
for one purpose. He wasn't self-seeking. He wasn't pride. He even told him, if I wanted to call a whole legion of angels down, Jack, you're in trouble. I could end this right now. But it's your hour. It's okay. I'm here. I'll take whatever it is because this is what the Father wants. It is time for me to go to the cross to redeem mankind back to God.
Take whatever it is.
Willing. You go through that list.
For me to
You go through that list. Love is kind.
redeem.
Love is patient. All those happened at the cross. Every single one was on display, nailed to a cross, with you in mind and with me in mind,
All those
and all of mankind in mind,
single one was on the
hanging on the cross,
cross.
enduring it.
And with me in mind.
Next time life hands us stuff more than we want to handle, I get it. Read 1 Corinthians 13. I think it's a wonderful one. And like I said, I just don't think it's the best wedding. And I've used it doing weddings. I've used it before. Wow. Bob, that's on TV for the world to see. You walked right past me. Man. You imagine? Wow. Too much. But like I say, I think, and I get why we do it, because we call it love, but human love can only begin because of God's love on display in our life. Otherwise, it's just temporary. And this is not temporary. This love that never fails, this love that never fails is in you. And it's in me. Does that mean I'm never going to fail? Of course not. I fail all the time, especially when it comes to areas of love. But he doesn't fail in me. And as we embrace the truth of his love in us, as we allow this love to come alive in us, all of a sudden, we can smile a little more. We can have a little bit of lilt, a little jump in our step, even though we kind of, if we look back at some of the things we've had to endure, we're thinking, I don't know if I can continue on. Oh, wait a minute. This love that never fails is in me. It's all around me. It's in Kim. Maybe I need to go talk to Kim right now because, my quotient is a little low. I'm kind of dragging a little bit. I have a moment of being hopeless. Maybe I can go talk to her and she'll build me up. Christina, okay, I can just go and sit with Christina and just be encouraged in the Lord. Allow his love that's in her to come out and speak into my situation. And don't even have to talk about my situation. It could just be, I just not on my game. I just not, things are kind of yucky. But I get around these people that have this love that never fails in them. And they encourage you. And they allow God to love you through them. And they add their love to it. And all of a sudden, you're going, wow, it's a great life. It's a great life that's going to get better. All because of this. Patty, you can go ahead and turn us off now. Goodbye, world. All because of this. All because of what we're getting. Patty, you can go ahead and turn us off now. Goodbye, world. All because of this. All because of what we're getting ready to remember. Jesus went to the